96% of CEOs think AI will make workers more productive. So, why do so many employees say they're busier than ever? If AI is saving us time, where did all the time go? The hype around AI is exhausting. A decade ago, when Ariana Huffington released The Sleep Revolution, I genuinely thought the world had finally realised that waking up at 4 a.m. for me time and manifest success was a terrible idea. You know, that era was over.
Then AI showed up. And now it feels like if you're not awake 24/7, you're missing everything. Sleep? That's optional. Apparently, you're meant to be learning prompting, automating, and 10xing your own productivity at all times.
After spending more hours than I'd like to admit deep diving into AI, I've noticed something strange. There's a huge gap between the story being told in the media and what's actually happening in the real world.
If you believe the hype, it's no surprise that 96% of executives expect AI to increase productivity. Companies are investing heavily, and expectations are going up just as fast.
But there's a problem. 47% of employees using these tools say they have no idea how to achieve the productivity gains their employers expect.
And more than 75% say AI has actually increased their workload and made them less productive. So, how can both of those things be true at the same time?
A report from ActiveTrack looked at over 10,000 users comparing their work patterns before and after adopting AI. And the result was not what you'd expect.
Time spent across every measured work category went up between 27% and 346%. Email usage jumped 104%. Because apparently what the world really needed was a way to generate more per my last email message in half the time.
Likewise, chat and messaging increased by 145%. Business management tasks went up 94%. Not a single category went down.
Let that sink in.
Yeah, I'm trying to, but that's a lot of numbers increasing a lot. Anyway, here's a slightly uncomfortable part. This data comes from software that runs quietly in the background, analysing how people actually work. Things like focus time, collaboration, and digital activity.
It's designed to help companies optimize performance and prevent burnout without micromanaging, which is a very polite way of saying your employer can see exactly how you spend your time.
Yeah, it is corporate speak for we know you've been wiggling your mouse every 2 minutes while actively binging season 1 of One Tree Hill. Yeah, we know.
Yes, even those 2 hours yesterday where you were thinking deeply. And it's not just one report. A study from MIT found that around 95% of enterprise AI initiatives fail to produce meaningful return. Only about 5% actually delivered real business value.
So despite all the hype, the productivity gains just aren't showing up. And the reason is simple. Expectations increase faster than efficiency. If AI makes you 20% faster, companies don't give you 20% less work. They give you 40% more.
On top of that, AI creates entirely new work. More analysis, more content, more reporting. Tasks that didn't exist before suddenly become expected.
And instead of just doing the work, people now spend time managing AI, prompting it, checking it, fixing mistakes, rewriting outputs. You're not replacing the task. You're supervising it.
And because AI is very good at being confidently wrong, you end up with more review cycles, not fewer. So, in reality, AI isn't replacing work. It is being added on top of it.
Let's use an example. The brutal truth is, AI just gives your boss more room to ask for things.
Let's say you finish a report in 2 hours instead of 4. Lean back thinking, you cracked the system. but then your manager pings you.
This is great. Quick thought. Could we also do 3 more versions for different audiences, turn it into a slide deck, pull out some insights, and maybe draft a few social posts? Shouldn't take long now with AI, right?
Suddenly, your time saved has vanished into a black hole of extra requests you didn't even know existed this morning. By 5 p.m., you produced more work than ever, at a higher standard, in less time, and somehow the feedback is still, let's push this a bit further.
AI didn't make your job easier. It just gave your boss a bigger imagination.
AI isn't failing. It's doing exactly what it's supposed to, making work faster. But businesses aren't using that speed to reduce workload. They are using it to increase expectations. That's why everything feels heavier, not lighter.
It's also a big reason why AI isn't about to replace workers in the next few years, despite what you keep hearing from big tech. Bill Gates' prediction of a 2 to 3 day work week is becoming increasingly unrealistic. Look, I'm sure that future exists, just not for you. Probably for Bill.
For the rest of us, productivity gains usually just means we get to answer emails from our phones while standing in the rain waiting for a train. That's been cancelled. Again.
The time you save doesn't come back to you. It gets reinvested into more work, higher standards, and faster deadlines. And once you understand that, the whole situation starts to make a lot more sense.
Now, if you actually want to benefit from this shift, there is one thing that matters. To win, you need to be strategic. AI doesn't reward the hardest workers anymore. It rewards the person who knows what's worth working on.
So, use your judgment, use your taste, and your understanding of what needs to be prioritized to be a high performer.